So when you hear the name Harry Winston, what comes to mind? Probably incredible diamonds, jaw-dropping designs, right? But what if I told you those beautiful pieces are more than just jewelry? They're tangible, liquid assets. And that's what we're digging into today, how you can unlock the real financial power behind these masterpieces to get your hands on short-term capital.
So, just for a second, think about a piece of jewelry you own. Got it? Now, forget the sentimental value for a moment. What's it really worth? And I'm not just talking about what you could sell it for. I mean, what's its power as a financial tool? It's all about shifting your mindset from seeing a beautiful object to seeing a valuable asset. And that's exactly where a name like Harry Winston changes the game. I mean, the brand is legendary for a reason. The craftsmanship, the quality of the diamonds, it's all top tier. That prestige makes these pieces incredibly sought after. And for a lender, that name is basically a guarantee of confidence.
All right, let's dive into how this actually works. To get it, we need to look at these pieces through the eyes of a luxury pawnbroker. So for a minute, we're taking the romance out of it. This is all about the science of valuation, based on hard market data and a really expert eye.
The tool we're really talking about here is called a collateral loan. The concept is super simple. You get a loan that's secured by your valuable asset. But here's the best part. It lets you tap into the cash value of your jewelry without having to actually part with it for good. You don't have to sell it.
So, how does a pawnbroker figure out what a piece is worth? Well, they've got a checklist. First up, strong brand equity. That's the raw power of the Harry Winston name. Then, they look at the verifiable quality of the diamonds. That's the intrinsic value of the stones themselves. A famous design adds a ton of desirability. And the final piece of the puzzle? The original paperwork and ideally reports from the GIA. That's the Gemological Institute of America, the world's top diamond authority. That's the gold standard. It just erases any doubt.
Okay, let's get specific. We're going to start with some of the most famous and easily traded pieces out there, the rings. You could say these are the foundation of any serious jewelry collection, and they are always in demand, which makes them absolutely perfect for collateral.
Let's look at two classics, the round brilliant and the emerald cut. The round brilliant is, well, it's the icon. It's that timeless engagement ring look that literally never goes out of style. The emerald cut, on the other hand, is so architectural, so modern. It's all about showing off the diamond's clarity. But here's the thing. Despite being so different, they're both instantly recognizable as Harry Winston, and that brand recognition is huge for their value.
So let's talk real numbers, because that's what matters. On the pre-owned market, these classic rings often pull in 30 to 50% of their original price. Think about it. A ring that first sold for £40,000 might have a resale value of around $20,000. A loan would be set just under that, but wow, that's still some serious cash you can get your hands on.
And now for what might be one of the most famous designs on the planet, the Harry Winston cluster. The absolute genius of this ring is how different diamond cuts, pear, marquise, and round brilliant, are set at different angles so that they look like they're just floating on your hand. You can barely see any metal at all.
So, what does a pawnbroker see here? Well, first, that design is pure brand identity. It's a signature. But on top of that, you've got the substantial intrinsic value from all those diamonds. You put those two things together, and suddenly the pre-owned resale estimate jumps into the £10,000 to £25,000 range, or even more. That makes it a really powerful asset for a loan.
All right, next up, earrings. Now, these are interesting because they combine that crucial brand recognition with a whole lot of diamond weight, but in a format that's super classic and wearable. That gives them an incredibly broad appeal on the resale market, which lenders love. And of course, that iconic cluster design extends to earrings. People often call them a spray of light, and you can see why. You get that same amazing three-dimensional effect, creating a look that is just unmistakably Harry Winston.
You know what lenders absolutely love about these? How reliable they are. Seriously, these earrings are a benchmark in auction catalogs. That makes them super easy to value and really straightforward to sell if necessary. And that confidence translates into a strong resale value, usually landing somewhere between £12,000 and £30,000.
And it's not just about the classic cluster either. You've got the lily cluster, which is this softer, more floral version, and the sunflower, which is so playful and fun. But notice what they have in common? A named recognizable design plus a solid total carat weight. That right there, that's the winning formula for a valuable asset.
Okay, now we are moving into the heavy hitters, the statement pieces. We're talking about necklaces and bracelets, and the sheer amount of diamond weight in these makes them incredibly compelling as collateral. These can secure much,
much larger loans.
People describe the Winston cluster necklace as a ribbon of light, and that's exactly what it is. It takes that famous motif and turns it into this continuous, flowing line of diamonds. Yeah, we're not just talking about jewelry anymore. This is a major high-value asset.
And just look at the numbers here. These big, substantial necklaces, like the Winston cluster or the Lily cluster, can command market values in the high 5 or even 6-figure range. We're talking £100,000, maybe more. You can see how a secured loan against something like this becomes a really serious financial instrument.
Bracelets follow the exact same logic. Whether it's the elegant design of the cluster or the repeating pattern of the sunflower, these pieces just pack a ton of value, usually sitting in that mid to high 5-figure range. It just goes to show you how a whole suite of jewelry can basically act as a diversified portfolio of assets. So, after seeing all these incredible pieces, what's the big takeaway for you? Well, it's all about understanding how to unlock the financial potential that could be sitting in your jewelry box right now. So what's the process look like? It's actually pretty straightforward. First up, gather all your documentation. Original paperwork, receipts, grading reports, because that gives a lender total confidence. Second, really understand where the value is coming from. It's that magic combo of the brand, the design, and the diamonds. And finally, go to a specialist, a luxury pawnbroker who uses real-time auction-based data to give you the most accurate valuation possible. This quote really says it all, doesn't it? High-end jewelry is so much more than just decoration. It is a portable, globally recognized piece of capital. It's a form of wealth you can literally wear.
And that brings us right back to where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. After everything we've talked about, it's worth asking yourself again, what hidden value is lying in your collection?